Hey guys, it's Mike with Become the Night. Welcome back to another Song Suggestion Friday. I am joined by my friend Ryan today. Say hello to everybody, Ryan.
To everybody, Ryan.
That's good, okay. So these are songs that you guys suggested by commenting in the video below. If you want to suggest songs for us to listen to, or just me, or just anyone, please leave them in the comments of the most recent Song Suggestion Friday. If you leave them in old Song Suggestion Fridays, I will ignore it. I am sorry. Those songs were gathered by me, thrown into a poll on Patreon, and then my patrons, who pledged at least $5 a month or more, went and voted on which songs they wanted us to do. If you want to get involved with that, or if you just want to help out the cause over here, you can go on over to Patreon and pledge at least $5 a month, and you can vote in the poll as well. Or like some of my patrons who are super awesome for helping out so much, I actually got to Skype call them not too long ago. That could be you.
You could even talk to me.
We don't want to do that.
It's no extra cost.
That's true, it's no extra cost. Let's get started. Exist by Avenged Sevenfold. Can somebody please tell me when Avenged Sevenfold got so synth heavy? Because from everything I'd listened to of theirs prior, there was not nearly this much synth as there was on the stage album. Also, Final Fantasy VI called and they want their string synths back. The guitar skills are absolutely ridiculous in this intro, they're off the charts. I felt a lot more of a JRPG influence in the songwriting in this song than I have in any of their other stuff I've listened to before. This is the first time I've heard Sinister Gates really get to the next level of guitar playing where you start hitting that guitar god status. I don't think he's quite there yet, but he's like getting damn close to it. It's what I would call like speaking with your guitar. I actually would have compared that solo in the intro to Steve Vai. Oh, speaking of that 7-minute intro, which is really just its own song, they could have made it its own track. It has no relation to the second half of the song. Immediately following that, it just got totally chilled out and was a cool song. I mean, it wasn't anything that made me really excited or anything, but it was actually pretty cool. This is by far the proggiest thing I've ever heard from them, and by the way, what the fuck's up with that ending? Give me my 4 minutes back, please.
What the hell is that? So I've been a huge Avenged Sevenfold fan since way back in the day, and their sound has always kind of intentionally evolved with each album, whether it be because of their decision to do so or their producer's recommendation. So this album, and this song especially, is a huge change if you've only ever listened to their older stuff. The spacey intro is kind of cool. Yeah, the drums come pounding in, and the guitar has this cool gothic tone. It was very Dream Theater-y, familiar with Black Clouds and Silver Linings, sort of how that album kicks off. The intro being as long as it is, I think it's totally worth the journey. Like Mike said, it gets pretty intense, and then it just kind of relaxes. Some acoustic guitar comes in. The vocals finally kick in after quite a while, and
I don't remember if that was acoustic or electric.
Oh.
It might have been electric clean, but I don't remember off the top of my head.
Overall, the song isn't so much of a song that you would just listen to. It seems to be more of a story piece to tie the whole album together. Obviously, it's their first attempt at a homebrew, prog album with its own theme throughout, being tied together. So I'm sure this had something to do with just tying the meaning of the album together. It's not something that you'd be in a great mood, have your cup of coffee and listen to, maybe after a long day at work, but if you're looking to sing along, this isn't really the tune for you. Overall, I think they pulled it off very well.
Total grade for this song, +.
Total grade for this song will also be a +.
House of the Rising Sun by Five Finger Death Punch. There was a really cool Western-inspired intro, which I think fit really well with the song. This version was pretty cool. For some reason, I didn't like the tone of their distorted guitars as much in this song as I have in previous songs. I don't know if that's just because of the different speakers I listened to it through, or if it's because they actually had a different tone on this one. And I believe that was a synth solo. I don't know, do they have synth in it in Five Finger Death Punch?
Not really.
Okay, because that was the way that the attack on each of those sound envelopes made it sound very synthy, and I don't know if that was maybe they ran the guitars through something. And not only that, but the melodic lines of that solo also felt really synthy. Either way, I just felt it was a little much and a little repetitive.
I actually really enjoy this cover. I used to be a bigger fan of this band. I think he's got a great singing voice. If If he and I can't think of the singer's name from Killswitch Engage, the black fellow, I wish I could remember his name. If they did a duet together, man, I listen to it every day for the rest of my life. Yeah, I think it's a great cover. It's cool how they make the covers their own. They might change a few lyrics and kind of make it about their sound or their image. And I like that the song builds more intensity, or the original gets more intense because you're waiting for the next part of the story, but the music never, it builds a little, doesn't build as much as maybe I'd like it to. In this version, I like how, everything gets a little more aggressive when the vocals get more aggressive, like the impacts all kind of complement each other, and I appreciate that.
Total grade for this song, =.
Total grade for this song, I'm giving it another +.
11 a.m. by Incubus. I love the production and songwriting of Incubus. They always know how to make an awesome sonic soundscape. This song is a little more straight ahead than a lot of their other songs I've listened to. And it's actually kind of a clone of Drive in some ways. Each of the parts of the song have the similar or the same chord progressions as Drive. And the melody lines are different, but have similar movement as well. Not to mention the song also just has similar dynamics from part to part.
I always appreciate Incubus. They got cool grooves. The drummer is a style that I'm comfortable with. The intricacies on the hi-hat and accents in places that maybe you wouldn't expect them, but they still really fit. The song has a good mix of mellow and edgy. It's got a unique vocal style that I think adds to that no matter which way you're looking at it. But I like that the song never really gets heavy, but it still gets intense.
Total grade for this song, =.
I'm rolling with the plus signs tonight. I'm going to give this song a plus sign as well.
City of Delusion by Muse. This is a great song, and the intro always grabs me every time I listen to it. I've probably heard this song about 1,000 times because every time I listen to Black Holes and Revelations, I listen to that album pretty much the whole way through. Sorry, getting back to the intro is very simple but intriguing. It makes you want to listen further. Not to mention, I am a sucker for Latin rhythms. The second half of each chorus is by far my favorite part of the song, because that's where everything just lets loose and the strings go ham, culminating with this awesome tom part at the very end, which was that's the closest they got to metal on that song right there. It's like some really cool shit. What's really cool is I wouldn't say this is even one of the strongest songs on the album.
So my first impression of the song was good old Muse. I love Muse, and it just sounds like Muse. You know immediately it's Muse. When the drums come in, it's a really unique sound. I think in my notes I said it was like a synth samba and Fiddler on the Roof had a baby in Egypt and were wed by a trumpet-playing snake charmer.
That's lots of harmonic minor, Phrygian minor type.
Exactly.
Phrygian dominant shit.
In case you didn't know, that's exactly what I meant.
Sounds like every note is a half step between the other note.
These aren't passing tones. So the song sounds huge.
Yes.
The verse sounded big already. And then there's a little kind of pre-chorus thing with a dun 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 kind of a rhythm, and then strings in your face and just harmonies, and it was a real journey going on in my mind. It was like I took a flight into outer space, and this is the rest of my life. It's fantastic, and then it comes back to that, and then really in the middle of the song, after the second chorus, I believe, chorus type of area, the trumpet solo, I think, is where it takes place, right?
Trumpet solo.
Very tasty trumpet solo. Man, I could listen to that guy all day. Is that actual trumpet, or do they do that with synth?
That's real trumpet.
Who plays it, do you know?
A trumpet player. That's who plays it. I don't fucking know.
Louis! Probably Louis Armstrong. Hey.
What was that?
All in all, I really enjoy... I was holding my drink like you in the last one, but you weren't doing anything, so I felt weird holding it like this.
Cool.
Yeah. All in all, I like that Muse is able to make a dark sound that is still fun. It's a real heavy sound for a samba feel, some sort of a Latin feel. It works so much better than you would expect it to in concept, but they really pull it off.
Total grade for this song is a +. Even if I didn't like it that much, I would have to listen to it again if it's on this album. But for the record, I do love this song.
Total grade for this song, I am handing out 2+ for this one.
Ooh. Fabulous by Stone Sour. Wow. That's not the same Stone Sour that I knew. It's like before they started recording this album, their producer came in one day and was like, hey guys, have you heard of this band called Avenged Sevenfold? I can't say I like it more or less than their old sound, because there's things about their new sound I really like, things about their old sound I really like, things about the new sound I'm not so fond of, things about the old sound I'm not so fond of. But I definitely get a sense that there's more passion in this sound. There's definitely a lot more energy. And holy shit, a guitar solo? And a Stone Sour song? Oh, I'll take it. The solo didn't blow me away, but it was pretty cool, I gotta say. Was not expecting it. That's part of what made it cool, I think.
So I think Corey Taylor's great. I really liked when Stone Sour became the thing, because you got to hear him really sing more than you're used to hearing from him, you know, if you know him from anywhere else. Not like anybody does. The band has a similar sound across her albums, but it evolves at the same time, and I really appreciate it. For me, it's probably more that I recognize his voice more than anything, so I say, oh, that sounds like Stone Sour, but it doesn't sound like Stone Sour. In the middle of the song, it's all downhill from here. It sounds like Rob Zombie almost.
A little bit,
but then the second time around when I heard it, I almost picked up a little bit of like Darrow from Fair to Midland, with like the openness of the throat. Other than just the style of singing in the song, the pre-chorus builds like an anxiety. Like you're just waiting, you know the next part's gonna be big, and then the chorus, it just is so catchy after the pre-chorus. Just waiting for it, Mike, waiting for it, and then it's here! And then it's here.
Total grade for this song, equal sign.
I'd heard other people's reviews, and I wasn't sure to expect, but I am giving this song another plus sign.
Like a Stone by Audioslave. I have always loved this song. If you don't know this song, go and listen to it. It wasn't until last year that I finally read the lyrics and actually understand what this song is about. I can't understand Chris Cornell's voice for shit. But the lyrics are extremely poignant and fit the song perfectly. You know, the lyrics are damn good if I'm sitting here and praising the damn lyrics in a song. For a guy that doesn't listen to lyrics.
That's the truth.
This is a really good example of simple but deeper than its surface. You can hear the emotion transcend the music itself.
Yeah, when this song first came out, my mom was a huge fan of this song. Every day from here to there. This song, last week I made a comment about the cat sounding guitar solo of Tom Morello. This song was actually the first time I ever heard that comparison. It was because my mom was pulling into work one day and one of her coworkers said she thought they heard cats screaming from her car when she pulled in. Originally, when I was younger when this came out, I really didn't like the song because it was boring for me to listen to, but as I got older, I matured and my music taste matured, and I, as Mike said, understood the lyrics and how the song really fits together with itself, and I think it's a fantastic song. Chris Cornell, though you can't understand him all the time, is a great singer, and I think it was
totally
the perfect person to sing this song. I don't think you could cover this and anybody would sound better or as good.
No way.
It's just
the only person I think who could have maybe done this a just full cover was Johnny Cash. Total grade for this song, 3 plus signs.
I wasn't going to give out 3, but I will give this song a total grade of 2 plus signs yet again.
Teenage Riot by Sonic Youth. Fuck this lazy intro. This intro was poorly played, poorly written, poorly recorded, poorly mixed, poorly guitared. It was, as we say, guitarded.
I was gonna say it. I'm so glad you said that.
It was fucking disgraceful, plain and simple. The rest of the song was pretty mundane and showed their lack of songwriting ability and knowledge. This is the type of stuff you play, like your first riffs that you kind of make yourself on your first year of playing guitar. It's weak as fuck. The song was wholly unimpressive to the point of being depressing. Ryan?
I thought I was being mean, and I'm really not, I guess.
Come see me about mean.
This is Mike with Shut Up, I'm Mean. I initially, in the first seconds, literally just seconds of the song, thought the intro was kind of cool and trippy. The voices were kind of weird, and then not appropriately placed, and then Then it dragged on for a minute and 20 some seconds, and then I was really tired of it at that point.
When you're tired of something after a minute and 21 seconds, you know it's fucked.
One thing I actually did kind of like about the song that made it, I guess, a little bit more interesting was in the verse, the drummer ended up just playing 16th notes on a hi-hat, which can make a lot of difference for the whole feel. And really, that was the only actual exciting part of the song up until the very end, where he's just hitting a crash cymbal instead of the hi-hat. But pretty much throughout the song, it was the same thing. I don't know if I absolutely hated it, but I didn't really like it.
And if I may interject really quickly, the song is called Teenage Riot. Now, I can definitely see the teenage portion of it, because this sounds like a bunch of fucks who never got their dick wet. But the Riot portion, do not have the Riot portion in here. Do not feel it at all. This is more like teenage heroin overdose.
That's like a teenage peaceful protest.
The only difference is an actual heroin overdose would release you from the shittiness that is this song. I don't even really hate it. I just think it needs some just shitting. It needs to be shat upon justly.
We could cover it, make it better.
No.
Could we?
No, we can't. We would have to rewrite the song. That's not a cover.
Can Patreon request that?
Go for it. Want to request it on Patreon? Go for it. I'm going to tell you no, but it's fine. Go ahead and request it on Patreon. Total grade for this song, what the fuck do you think?
At the risk of maybe getting stabbed in the leg with a pen...
No, you won't.
Want to give this song an equal sign. I think if it was on the background of, like, a long road trip, I probably wouldn't turn it off.
Now it's time for our suggestions. My suggestion for you this week, in honor of just having spoken to one of my patrons who is the next level dedicated to Muse, Glorious by Muse. This is the bonus track off of the Black Holes and Revelations album, and is probably my favorite song on that album. The verse is pretty cool. It's like really spacey, has that alt rock feel. But then when the chorus comes, it goes like this really cool chromatic build that just keeps going. And you think it's gonna keep going in intensity, but somehow becomes beautiful, and it's like fireworks are going off in the sky, dude. It's amazing. Orgasmic is how I would describe this song, in my opinion.
Is it glorious?
Yeah, it's quite glorious.
My suggestion for you is For Power by Affiance. I guess you'd classify them as a metalcore band, kinda, but they have a kind of unique sound. When they first came out, nothing really sounded like them. The singer was a great marketing initiative on Facebook, made street teams out of people who posted about them quickly. It really is a unique sound. The album as a whole is written about social issues, but this song...
it's about mental issues.
It's a song that really captures a little bit of everything on the album, from the real heavy to the kind of harmonic, or the harmonies and the vocals and stuff are there in the chorus, and overall I think it's a great tune.
All right, that is it for our suggestions. Again, if you guys want to put suggestions in for Song Suggestion Friday, leave them on the latest Song Suggestion Friday video. If you are watching the day this comes out, that is this one. Also, hashtag fuck you, Ryan. If you want to be one of the lucky people that gets to vote on which songs we listen to, head on over to Patreon for $5 a month. You can vote on which songs we get to listen to on Song Suggestion Friday. Thank you guys so much for watching. Ben, pull the dick out of your mouth. Rock on!